Good evening, everybody. Tom Bradley was a soft-spoken man for whom actions spoke louder than words, and his actions were extraordinary. He brought Los Angeles from a small-town, narrow mentality to become one of the great cosmopolitan centers in the world. To Mayor Bradley, making Los Angeles great was not about prestige, but about something more subtle and more important. He believed that an outward-facing global metropolis in such a place, there would be no room for narrow-minded views of who should be at the tables where decisions are made and who should share in the city's bounteous opportunities. He also believed that a great city should have an accountable, civilian-overseen police force that would stand aside and not over the community. And he fought hard, often against bitter resistance for both goals, even though each took decades to achieve. Many of us in this room were changed by our association with Mayor Bradley and his legacy, some directly, others by hearing about it. To me, he offered the first job I got in Los Angeles, working in the mayor's office as a new person arriving in this city, and his work inspired me to a new direction that really guided my research for the rest of my career. For that, I'm very grateful, and I think many other people have similar stories. His friends abound. Among those are the members of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity that he so cherished. Will all the Kappas in the room please stand and be recognized? This event goes to the heart of the mission of the Pat Brown Institute, to foster understanding, to link history to the present, to question where we have been and where we are going in a thoughtful and determined manner. We are proud for that reason to be part of this event. I would like to thank our sponsors, including Wells Fargo, Edison International, the Mervyn Dimely African American Political and Economic Institute at Cal State Dominguez Hills, the California Wellness Foundation, President Bill Covino, Provost Lynn Mahoney, and Scott Bowman, the Dean of the College of Natural and Social Sciences, all at Cal State L.A., Pastor Sherman Gordon and KJLH Radio and the program An Evening with Pastor G, and the Associated Students Incorporated of Cal State L.A. I'd also like to thank our co-hosts who are recognized here and will be mentioned again, Wendy Baker and the Luckman Theater crew who worked very hard on this event, and particularly the staff of the Pat Brown Institute, whose members worked tirelessly and effectively to make this evening a success. And of course, to the filmmakers, Lynn Goldfarb and Allison Sotomayor. PBS SoCal will be broadcasting this movie on Tuesday, August 18th at 8:00 p.m., and it will air nationally on PBS in early 2016. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Bill Covino, President of Cal State L.A. President Covino has brought a great spirit to this campus with his commitment to linking us to the wider community within which Cal State L.A. is happily located. This is a goal that the Pat Brown Institute embraces and that this evening embodies. Ladies and gentlemen, President Covino.
What song was that? Welcome to Cal State L.A. I am just delighted that the public premiere of this important film is taking place on our wonderful campus in this wonderful theater. This film is premiering during a month of commemoration, remembrance, and reflection The 1960s were years of transformation. One of the important transformational moments that we reflect upon tonight is the Watts Rebellion, which began on August 11th, 1965. That was 50 years ago. And today, serious conversations and serious actions about the state of race relations are taking place here in Los Angeles and throughout the nation. As I speak, there is a state of emergency in Ferguson, marking the one-year anniversary of Michael Brown's death. So this is 50 years later, but certainly timely in its association with events and issues that we still struggle with in an agonizing and agonized way. In that connection, it's fitting that Tom Bradley's story should gain deserved recognition because his career so deeply shaped our view of how and why we must bridge the divides that separate us, and is also a great LA story because, as Rafe reminded us, Tom Bradley and his leadership helped LA grow into the great city that we all care for so deeply. In this city of rich diversity, Tom Bradley created alliances and built coalitions. He was adept at bringing people together for the common goal of transforming Los Angeles by expanding opportunity. At Cal State L.A. and throughout the California State University system, we are dedicated to engagement, service, and the public good, to making the university a place for learning that produces citizen leaders who demonstrate that as individuals and as groups, we can make a difference. In that spirit, then, we present an event that brings together Cal State L.A., Cal State Dominguez Hills, UCLA, and PBS SoCal as sponsors. We will be working together, all four of us, together over this next year across a series of events to reflect upon the strife of the past and the challenges of the future. Many thanks to our Pat Brown Institute for Public Affairs for taking the lead role in organizing this event. We continue to be honored that Governor Pat Brown chose Cal State L.A. to place his institute in 1987, and we are very proud of the work that the Pat Brown Institute continues to do in his name. And now, the public premiere of a historic documentary, Bridging the Divide, Tom Bradley and the Politics of Race.